Today we have Brittany and David installing a beautiful mural of a sunset in their office. We always suggest that you have 2 people for this type of application. It just makes everything easier. Start by removing your artwork from the shipping tube and laying it out on a clean surface. If your mural has more than 1 panel, they will be numbered on the back from left to right. The vinyl had a long journey curled up in that tube, so you want to give it a chance to flatten out. We suggest about an hour. Now that we're flat, we're going to line up your panels 2 at a time. The print on each panel overlaps by a ½ inch. Set panel 2 over panel 1 and make sure everything lines up. Then put a few tabs of masking tape between the panels. Draw an arrow on the tape crossing over the seam. Then very delicately cut the tape at the seam, making sure not to damage the material. These will be their alignment markers when they go to install. Remove any obstructions along with plug and switch covers. Remove any moldings if you'd like the seam to be hidden behind. This isn't necessary. You can still trim along the molding and nobody will know the difference. Like we mentioned, it's important to clean the surface. This will ensure that the material will properly stick to the surface and your mural will live a long and happy life. Use the 50-50 mix with your cloth if necessary. If so, be sure that the surface is 100% dry before you start installing. It's important to have a smooth, flat surface. A good way to check is with a flashlight. Point it at the surface at an angle. Shadows will reveal any raised points, divots, or scratches. If it's flat and sealed, it will most likely work. Here are a few surfaces that will work best. Important note, if you choose to paint your surface, you should wait at least 30 days for installing your mural. Many paints and sealants go through a period of outgassing. This science-y sounding term means future bubbles and possible peeling, so we think it's a good idea to mark the calendar and play it safe. It's important that your first panel is perfectly vertical, then the remaining panels will be a piece of cake. Do not use a corner of the room as your guide. They are rarely ever straight. Start by temporarily positioning the number 1 panel on the surface and secure with masking tape or small tacks in the upper corners. Then use your leveling tool of choice to make sure you're perfectly vertical. Mark the wall on the right side with tape or pencil. They're using the laser level, so there's no need to mark the wall. It's possible that you will have to make adjustments, overlapping some edges and corners. Don't worry, this will be easy to trim later. If you have any tricky angles or cutouts to do, we have videos covering all of these subjects in detail. We have conveniently placed a sticker on the back of each panel, indicating roughly 8 inches down from the top. Peel the backing down to the point and crease. Then lift the panel back into position using your right side markings. Grip the material to the inside a couple of inches. The oils from your fingers can weaken the adhesive on the edges. You want your edges to have a strong bond to prevent peeling. Once you have your panel in place, use the felt-tipped side of your squeegee and drag from the center out, bonding the material to the surface. If you get any small creases or bubbles, you can slowly pull back the material to reposition. Once your 8-inch section is attached, reach behind the panel and grab the flap of backing material and slowly pull down another 8 to 12 inches. Then repeat the process with your squeegee. Continue these steps all the way to the bottom. It's time for them to start the next panel. You can repeat the alignment steps for the first panel, but this time your alignment will be on the left side. Remember those helpful masking tape markers we attached? Match up the tape and the arrow. Then you can start attaching the next panel. Be sure to watch your markers so you stay in alignment. Repeat the same process for any remaining panels. When your mural is totally installed, it's time to go around and trim the fat. Use your squeegee and firmly press into any corners. Then take your razor and slowly drag it through the center of the crease. If you need to cut an edge on a flat surface, use a straight edge like your level or ruler. Be sure to hold firmly so it doesn't wobble or slip. If you have any further questions, reach out to us through our contact page at 808wallart.com. To find more tips and tricks on installing, care, and removal of your art, continue through the 808 University Library. Be sure to subscribe for special deals and updates on new artists joining the community weekly.